I tried the 1% rule for 30 days. My life changed forever. Day 17 almost broke me. I'm sitting there at 11:47 p.m., staring at my phone, feeling that familiar pull. You know the one, that restless energy that whispers, just a quick scroll, or just this once. But then I remembered the rule I'd changed that morning. No phone in the bedroom, period. So I got up, walked to the kitchen, plugged it into that $5 charger I'd bought specifically for this moment, and walked back to bed empty-handed. Lying there in the dark, I realized something profound. Willpower is a terrible night guard. It gets tired, it falls asleep on the job, it makes deals with the enemy. But systems? Systems don't get tired, systems don't negotiate. That tiny environmental change, moving my phone 10 feet away, probably saved my entire streak. Here's what I learned over 30 days of what I'm calling monk mode, and why this isn't just another self-improvement challenge that you'll abandon by day 5. This is different because we're not relying on motivation or willpower. We're building a machine that runs on its own. First, let's get clear on what monk mode actually is. It's not about becoming a monk forever or punishing yourself for being human. It's a focused 30-day season where we intentionally step away from cheap dopamine hits so we can reset our baseline and redirect all that scattered attention toward things that actually matter. Think of it like pressing the reset button on your brain's reward system. The science here is straightforward. Dopamine isn't actually a pleasure chemical like most people think. It's a motivation teacher. Every time you get an unexpected reward, dopamine spikes and teaches your brain to crave whatever just happened. When we flood our system with instant, unpredictable hits from social media, explicit content, or mindless scrolling, we're essentially training our brains to chase novelty and immediate gratification. Meanwhile, the response to normal rewards like reading a book, having a real conversation, or completing a project gets duller and duller. But here's the beautiful part. When you remove those artificial spikes, your baseline slowly rises back up. Suddenly, a walk in the morning feels good again. Finishing a workout gives you that natural high. Completing a task actually feels rewarding instead of just meh. We're not trying to eliminate dopamine. We're trying to retrain it to respond to real achievements instead of digital candy. Now let me give you the 7 core rules that will guide these 30 days. I've tested dozens of variations, and these 7 consistently move the needle without being so restrictive that you want to quit by week 2. Rule 1 is the obvious one. No pornography, no edging, no sexually explicit content of any kind. If it's designed to be arousing, you bounce immediately. No negotiating, no just a quick peek, no private browsing mode. This isn't about shame or morality. It's about not hijacking your reward system with artificial superstimuli. Rule 2 is no phone in bed and no screens after lights out. Your bedroom becomes a sacred space for sleep and sleep only. This single change will improve your sleep quality more than any supplement or fancy mattress ever could. Rule 3 is daily movement. Minimum 20 minutes of something that makes your heart rate ask questions. This doesn't have to be an intense gym session. A brisk walk counts. Dancing in your living room counts. The goal is to move your body every single day. Rule 4 is what I call the morning anchor. Within 15 minutes of waking up, you get sunlight to your eyes and water to your mouth. This simple ritual helps regulate your circadian rhythm and starts your day with intention instead of immediately reaching for your phone. Rule 5 is 1 protected block of deep work every day. This is time when you guard your attention like it's oxygen. Phone in another room, notifications off, 1 meaningful task that requires real focus. Start with just 25 minutes if that's all you can manage. Rule 6 is real food first, protein and plants before treats. I'm not saying never eat anything fun again, but make sure your body gets real nutrition before you add in the extras. Rule 7 is 5 minutes of meditation daily. And before you roll your eyes, this isn't about achieving enlightenment or emptying your mind. It's about sitting still and observing your thoughts without getting caught up in them. 5 minutes. That's less time than it takes to check Instagram. You can add more rules if you want, but these 7 form the foundation. They work because they address the root causes of scattered attention and depleted willpower, not just the symptoms. Now let's talk about setting up your environment, because this is where most people fail. They try to rely on willpower alone, and willpower always loses to a well-designed environment. Start by deleting the obvious triggers. Remove private browsers, clear your saved tabs, unsubscribe from accounts that post content you're trying to avoid. Use website blockers that require a password someone else holds. Turn your phone to grayscale mode. Move the most tempting apps into a folder called Friction and log out of everything. Put a sticky note on your computer that says, "Move your body for 2 minutes first." It sounds silly until you try to open a distracting website and that note catches you in the act. The goal is to make temptation expensive and recovery cheap. Every small barrier you create gives your rational mind a chance to catch up with your impulses. Next, create what I call a dopamine menu. This is a list you keep in your phone's Notes app with 3 categories. Low stimulation options like walking, stretching, cold water on your face, deep breathing, journaling, or organizing your space. Medium stimulation activities like working out, reading a chapter of a good book, cooking something new, sketching, learning guitar chords, or calling a friend. High stimulation but healthy alternatives like playing basketball with friends, a challenging video game that you schedule for weekends only, taking a dance class, or going on a longer hike. When an urge hits, you don't fight it or feel guilty about it. You simply swap it for something from your menu. You're not deleting dopamine from your life, you're choosing better sources. Let me walk you through what each week typically looks like, because the progression matters. Week 1 is all about stabilization. Your brain is used to fireworks, and you're giving it a campfire. Expect some restlessness, maybe a little irritability, possibly some vivid dreams. This is normal, and actually a good sign. It means your neural circuits are adjusting. Your only focus this week is establishing rhythm. Wake up within the same 1-hour window every day. Get that sunlight early. Drink water. Eat some protein if you're a breakfast person. Take a walk. Do 2 25-minute deep work sessions with a 5-minute break between them. Move your body for at least 20 minutes. If you can do more, great, but never miss these basics. The win condition of week 1 isn't perfection. It's consistency. If you stumble, reset immediately. We're building a streak mentality, not a shame spiral. You'll also need to learn what I call the urge protocol. It's 4 simple steps. First, label it out loud. I'm feeling an urge right now. Just naming it takes away some of its power. Second, breathe. Inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 6. Do this for 2 minutes. Third, move your body. Leave the room within 10 seconds. Change your physical state. Splash cold water on your face. Step outside. Fourth, replace the urge with something from your dopamine menu for at least 10 minutes. Most urges don't survive relocation and movement. If you're sitting, stand. If you're alone, text someone. If it's nighttime, go to bed. The key is recognizing that urges are temporary visitors, not permanent residents. Week 2 is where momentum builds. Your energy starts improving because your baseline dopamine is rising without constant hijacking. This is when you add 3 strength training sessions. Keep them short and simple. Push movements, pull movements, leg movements. Leave a rep in the tank. You want to feel energized, not destroyed. Add 5 minutes to your meditation and 5 minutes to your deep work, but cap the total so you're actually hungry to come back tomorrow. Sustainability beats intensity every single time. Schedule 1 social hour this week. Coffee with a friend, a call with family, a group fitness class. Isolation breeds relapse, so stay connected to real humans. This is also when you introduce what I call a skill sprint. 20 to 30 minutes daily working on one specific skill that compounds over time. Coding exercises, language flashcards, drawing fundamentals, instrument practice, writing, anything that builds real capability. You're teaching your brain that effort leads to genuine rewards again. Week 2 is also when you tighten your information diet. Replace endless scrolling with intentional learning. No maybe later tabs. If a video isn't aligned with your goals, skip it ruthlessly. Imagine your attention as a daily budget. You only have so much to spend. Spend it where the returns are highest. Week 3 is the danger zone. This is where many people slip because they start feeling good and their brain whispers, "We're fixed. Let's celebrate with just a little of the old stuff." Don't fall for this trap. You celebrate by leveling up, not by going backward. Pick a mini project you can complete this week. Ship a small feature for an app you're building. Submit a portfolio page. Finish the first chapter of that course. Record 3 new personal records at the gym. Outline the first chapter of your book. When boredom hits and you want sensation, give yourself progress instead. Double down on your social connections this week to avoid those lonely evening spirals. Make sleep absolutely sacred. No caffeine after 2 p.m. Dim the lights 90 minutes before bed. Phone stays in the kitchen. If you find yourself negotiating with your rules, that's the signal to go do the simplest version of your daily checklist. When in doubt, simplify. Simplicity beats drama every time. Week 4 is about consolidation and proof. We're not aiming for new highs. We're aiming for, I can do this on any day, even chaotic ones. Plan at least 2 challenging days during this week. Travel, a long work shift, a family event, whatever disrupts your routine. Still hit your minimums on those days. Sunlight, water, movement, deep work, meditation, phone out of the bedroom. This is where monk mode graduates into normal life. You're not white-knuckling through restrictions anymore. You're living according to your values even when it's inconvenient. Run a 20-minute audit during week 4. What worked? What felt forced? Which 2 or 3 rules will you keep permanently? The goal isn't to stay in monk mode forever. The goal is to build a sustainable relationship with dopamine and attention that serves your actual goals. Now let me give you the daily checklist that ties this all together. Wake up at a consistent time, ideally within the same hour every day. Drink water immediately and get outside for sunlight within 15 minutes. No sunglasses for the first minute or 2. Make your bed because tiny acts of order signal that you're taking the day seriously. Do 5 to 10 minutes of quiet sitting or breathing exercises. Open a notebook and write 3 things. Something you're grateful for, something you're worried about, and the single win that would make today feel successful. Complete your deep work block before checking any feeds or messages. 25 minutes is enough. Close everything else, put the phone in another room, and focus on your most important task. Move your body every day. A walk, a jog, a quick circuit, dancing to 3 songs, whatever gets your heart rate up for at least 20 minutes. Eat real food when you're hungry. Protein, fiber, colorful vegetables. Use caffeine strategically, not immediately upon waking when your cortisol is naturally high anyway. Do your skill sprint. That focus 20 to 30 minutes on something that compounds over time. Have 1 intentional social interaction. A phone call, a meaningful text, a conversation where you're fully present instead of half distracted. End the evening with a shutdown ritual. Write down tomorrow's top 3 priorities, dim the lights, and charge your phone outside the bedroom. If an urge shows up during any of this, run the protocol. Label, breathe, move, replace. Then keep going. Let me share a few small upgrades that make this feel human instead of robotic. Turn your shower cold for the last 15 to 30 seconds. Not to punish yourself, but to practice doing a small hard thing without having an internal debate about it. Lift something heavy 2 or 3 times per week. It doesn't have to be fancy. If you're new to exercise, push-ups and bodyweight squats count. Your body needs to remember it's capable of physical challenges. Keep a board box on your desk, a deck of cards, a small puzzle, a Rubik's Cube, a notepad for doodles. When your brain wants to scroll, reach for the box for 2 minutes instead. You'll be amazed how often that's enough to break the pattern. Put a sticky note on your laptop that says, "Move first." The number of bad decisions that die when you simply stand up and take 10 steps is honestly hilarious. Celebrate progress, not just streak length. I handled that urge with a walk instead of scrolling. I completed my deep work block even though I didn't feel like it. I called my friend instead of isolating. These are real wins that build a new identity. If you're watching this while walking, straighten your posture right now. If you're sitting, roll your shoulders back and unclench your jaw. Your body language is a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. Cast it wisely. Because here's the truth that took me years to understand. You can't actually quit a habit. You can only outgrow it. You outgrow it by building a life that's so full of genuine rewards that the artificial ones don't fit anymore. Let me circle back to day 17 because that's where many of you will face your biggest test. I caught myself falling into the old pattern. Late work session, tired mind, a random tab that seemed innocent enough, the phone next to the bed, the familiar rationalization starting to build. But I remembered the environmental rule. Phone sleeps in the kitchen, not next to me. I got up, walked 10 feet, plugged it in, came back, and just lay there in the boredom for about 90 seconds. The urge passed. I woke up the next morning feeling proud. Not perfect, but proud. That clean feeling of self-trust is the real dopamine hit. It's earned, not stolen. Stack 30 days of small victories like that, and you won't just have completed a challenge. You'll have proof that you can trust yourself with your own attention and energy. You'll have a new baseline and a toolkit that works. If you want to remember everything in one simple phrase, it's this. Protect your mornings, move your body daily, eat like the adult you want to be, do one real block of focused work, practice one skill, connect with one human, and put your phone to bed somewhere else. That's it. Done consistently for 30 days, this simple framework will rewire more than you think possible. You don't need to be perfect during these 30 days. You need to be predictable. Show up small on the difficult days, and on the good days, resist the urge to go extreme. Trade fireworks for a campfire that never goes out. If you do this right, day 30 won't feel like an ending. It'll feel like you finally found the lever that moves your life forward, and more importantly, you'll know that the hand on that lever belongs to you. The choice is yours. You can keep riding the dopamine roller coaster, getting higher highs but lower lows, always needing more stimulation to feel normal. Or you can step off for 30 days, reset your baseline, and discover what it feels like when ordinary life becomes rewarding again. Your future self is waiting to see what you decide.